Yes, my people, welcome back to another video and welcome back to what could be the final episode of the series. It is the day of reckoning, as today we face PSG here in the Champions League final. Since you were last here, we faced off against AC Milan in the Champions League semi-final, where we won 4-1 at Anfield and then won 1-0 away at the San Siro. Since then, we drew 0-0 away at Tottenham, and then we beat Chelsea 4-0 with Kenan Yildiz and Alexander Isak both getting themselves a brace. And I will show you the goals before we get into this big Champions League final. The day is finally here. 30 odd episodes. How many episodes? 32 episodes in the making. As Bradley finds Gravenberch, who finds Elise. In fact, I'm only going to show you this first goal because I'm way too excited. I just want to get in to this Champions League final and try and win it. As Kanate lays it off to Bradley. Back to Ryan Gravenberch, who goes to Van Dijk, into Kerkez. Vitinha then finding Kenan Yildiz, who finds Wirtz, back to Yildiz with a beautiful goal to make it 1-0. Should we show the goals? You know what, we will show. I'll show you the goals, just because otherwise this video could be quite short. So I will show you the goals, as Alexander Isak then made it 2 and grabbed his first of the game. As Alisson finding Bradley really nicely there. Elise plays it back to Alexander Isak, who has a lot to do from here, but does brilliantly and finds the bottom corner to make it 2-0 here in this one. Kenan Yildiz then got himself his second, with Michael Elise's second assist of the game. As Kerkez finding Vitinha, who finds Elise, who plays it back to Yildiz, who gets his second of the game to make it 3-0. Michael Elise then got a hat-trick of assists as Alexander Isak made it 4-0 and sealed the victory for the Reds. A really good win to get before the Champions League final, as Elise finds Alexander Isak and Alexander Isak taps home to make it 4-0. Let's see how we are lining up for this one. As why is there still people cheering? I don't know. So here we go. The lineup to face PSG in the Champions League final is as follows. Alisson in goal, with Conor Bradley, Kanate, Van Dijk and Kerkez rounding off the defence. Gravenberch partners Vitinha in midfield. Vitinha, of course, ex-PSG. Michael Elise starts on the right, with Florian Wirtz in the 10, Kenan Yildiz on the left, and Alexander Isak, the man of the moment in the semi-final, starts up top. Here we go. For the final potential time of the series, let's get into this game and see how PSG will be lining up in the Champions League final. Okay then, here we go. PSG line up as follows. They've gone with Chevalier in goal, Hakimi, Saliba, Marquinhos and Pacho as the back four, with a midfield three as Keys Smith, who doesn't look too great for PSG, João Neves and Rabiot in midfield, with Dembele on the right, Kvaratskhelia on the left and Bradley Barcola leading the line for PSG. I'm nervous, but I have faith in the boys. I'm incredibly nervous. Come on. We'll go out there with a positive game plan and try and defeat PSG. As here is confirmation of the Liverpool lineup in this Champions League final, and the PSG lineup. Lots of good names on the bench for PSG. As the Champions League music begins for potentially the final time of this series in the final stadium. The match ball for the final. So the referee picks that ball up as the boys lead us out for this one. Let's get underway into the Champions League final. As Alexander Isak gets us underway for the Champions League final. I'm going to put dynamic mode on just to give us a proper good Champions League final here. As Yildiz finds Wirtz into the opening 20 seconds here. As Konate wins the header. Konate, obviously a Parisian-born player. As Barcola is through, and he is offside. Thank fuck for that. As Konate with that free kick goes short to Alexander Isak, who plays it back to Konate. Vitinha, of course, ex-PSG, who he paid big money for in the summer. As Bradley finds Elise. Elise running at the players. Elise is just wide from Michael Elise. As Pacho finding William Saliba. Pacho finding Hakimi with the switch, who finds Ousmane Dembele. Neves switches over to Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia driving forward with the ball now, going past Conor Bradley and then going back to Pacho. Smith now finding Rabiot. PSG just keeping hold of the ball nicely here. It's Kvaratskhelia finding Smith, but Elise intercepts. Alexander Isak now trying to break away with the ball. And he's doing really well here is Alexander Isak. He is all on his own though as Wirtz. Can Wirtz find Isak? He can. Goes back to Wirtz. People in the middle for Wirtz as Isak finds Yildiz. And it's just wide. Kenan Yildiz, you have to say, should be scoring from there. Okay, I put dynamic on, right? Dynamic doesn't mean we just watch the whole game. As Pacho finds Kvaratskhelia. Driving forward now is Kvaratskhelia, who finds Rabiot, who finds Dembele, and it's blocked, and a corner to PSG. As Ousmane Dembele with the corner. It's a good delivery, but it's headed away by Alexander Isak. Only as far out though as Ousmane Dembele, who cuts inside and tries to find Barcola at the back post, and it falls to Hakimi, to Smith. There's a brilliant Alisson save to turn it round the post for another PSG corner. Right, I'm not being funny. We are just watching the game here. This isn't what dynamic mode should be. And it's headed away, but only as far as Smith. And Smith gets the opener for PSG with a brilliant curling effort into the far corner. PSG 1, Liverpool 0. Both teams knocking on the door of each other, but PSG get the opener in this one. As I am going to turn dynamic mode off, as I feel like it's just taking the piss a bit. We can put it on for the second half. As Conor Bradley now finding Ryan Gravenberch, who goes back to Vitinha. Gravenberch back to Bradley. Bradley, can he beat Kvaratskhelia and get a ball in the box? He can. It's a good ball over everyone, but Alexander Isak is there. And Kerkez goes for it. It's just past the post by Milos Kerkez. Liverpool yet to register a shot on target here, because I really want to win this game. As Barcola breaking forward with the ball here for PSG, but dispossessed by Gravenberch brilliantly. As Conor Bradley now finding Florian Wirtz, who finds Michael Elise. Elise can beat Pacho, and he does. Michael Elise doing really well here, finding Florian Wirtz, but it's blocked by William Saliba. I'm going to give a shout of encouragement after this highlight as Hakimi finding Marquinhos. It is imperative that we get the next goal here. As Chevalier going long to Rabiot. Rabiot does really well in the middle of the park there. Kvaratskhelia cutting inside. And it's a good save by Alisson to just tip it over the bar. As I am going to give that shout of encouragement as we approach the 30-minute mark here. As Dembele with another corner for PSG. It's a good delivery and finds Pacho, and it's just wide from Pacho there. As Liverpool get going quickly, as Yildiz finding Alexander Isak, who is now through. Alexander Isak finds the bottom corner, and it is Liverpool 1, PSG 1. It's a really quick counter-attack by Liverpool as Yildiz finds that run of Alexander Isak, and within 2 passes we are through on goal. And Alexander Isak with the nerve slotting it into the bottom corner to equalise here in the Champions League final. As it is a brilliant Alexander Isak goal. The man who got us here with his 4 goals in the semi-final. As we approach the end of the first half here. As Van Dijk collects the ball in his last ever game for Liverpool. Conor Bradley now. Can he find that forward run? He can't, but he wins the ball back. Vitinha now. Finding Florian Wirtz, who finds Elise. Elise wiped out by Rabiot there. And Rabiot could be off here. And Rabiot is off. PSG down to 10 men for the remainder of this second half. As Elise has a free kick in a dangerous position here for Liverpool, who goes for goal, and it's off the post. Vitinha, and it's blocked by the PSG defender and out for a Liverpool corner. As who's come on for PSG? Carlos Alvarez has come on for PSG to play in midfield, which is interesting. Obviously a channel midfielder will go out there. As it is Liverpool 1, PSG 1 here in this final. As Barcola gets us underway for this second half in this Champions League final. I'm going to give a shout of encouragement early on in this second half here, as PSG are down to 10 men. As Alisson, we should be looking to target them down this side as they don't have another winger. As he goes long to Alexander Isak. Gravenberch wins the ball in the middle of the park though. Alexander Isak now beating Hakimi. And doing really well is Alexander Isak. And it is an absolutely fantastic Alexander Isak goal to make it 2-1. It's a brilliant, brilliant Alexander Isak goal. He has so much to do, but he goes past Hakimi and then gets past the outstretched legs of Smith with a beautiful finish into the bottom corner. Liverpool 2, PSG 1. Alexander Isak with a brace. We're going to praise the boys as we approach the final half an hour here. Things are looking decent in this Champions League final for us with the man extra and the goal advantage. As we are into the final 20 minutes, so I will put dynamic mode back on and we will look to make some substitutions. As we're going to bring on Gravenberch for Alexis McAllister. We're going to bring, I don't think Frimpong's back, is he? We're going to bring Andy Robertson on for Kirkez. And we're going to bring Mohamed Salah on. Are we going to do anything else while we are here? Van Dijk not having the greatest game. So Joe Gomez can come on for the final 20 minutes here. As Bradley goes to Konate, who finds Gravenberch in what will be his last moments of the game. Konate giving it to Van Dijk in what will be some of his last touches in a Liverpool shirt and in his professional career. As Kirkez fouled by Hakimi there. And it's a free kick in a dangerous position here. As Van Dijk does leave the pitch. As it's Wirtz now. Back to Robertson. Trying to find Salah. But Gomez is there. Joe Gomez bombing on down this right hand side now. Dispossessed by Barcola though. Alvarez now dispossessed by Vitinha brilliantly, who wants that Champions League trophy against his former club to prove that he made the correct decision in leaving. As Alvarez finds Chevalier into Marquinhos, who finds Smith. Smith now finds Zaire-Emery, who finds Alvarez. Ousmane Dembele now trying to play that ball through to Alvarez, and does, but it is an easy save for Alisson to make. Bloody hell. I am nervous. I am sweating as Alisson looks to go long to Florian Wirtz, who heads down. Salah can't find Alexander Isak with that through ball though. As Saliba now. I feel like dynamic mode is decent, but you end up just watching the game, which is like, I wish they showed highlights more rather than just the whole game. As Florian Wirtz finding Andy Robertson, dispossessed though by Zaire-Emery, and Robertson does now need to get back. As Vitinha doing brilliantly again defensively. As Conor Bradley now out on this right hand side, finding Mo Salah, but it's a wayward pass. Like, this isn't a highlight. We're just watching. Like, as Smith tackled by Kenan Yildiz. And it is a throw. Don't make me watch it. Thank you. Can we now just have proper highlights, please? As we are into the final 10 minutes of normal time here. Vitinha finds Mo Salah, who plays a really good switch out to Andy Robertson. Andy Robertson in his last game for Liverpool as well, finding Alexander Isak, who goes back to Vitinha and then finds Andy Robertson. And it's blocked by Smith. Robertson finding Vitinha, back to Robertson. Oh, poor touch by Florian Wirtz. But Joe Gomez can keep the ball alive here. As Konate finds McAllister. Vitinha now. A good ball out to Robertson, who just can't get the ball under control. As we are into the final 9 minutes now. As Barcola finding Smith. Zaire-Emery. Barcola finding the ball through to Dembele. But he is offside. Thankfully. As we approach the final 5 minutes of normal time here. It is a PSG corner. Dembele to take. It's a good delivery. And Alisson saves from the William Saliba header. Alisson, what's he going to do with it? Goes long to Andy Robertson. Robertson can find Yildiz if he plays that pass. Goes inside to Vitinha instead. We give the ball away cheaply as it's away by Chevalier. But Konate can bring that down and does so brilliantly. And plays a good ball through to Salah. But it is dispossessed. It's Barcola now finding Dembele. But a really good tackle from Alexis McAllister. We're really seeing the scrap here. And the fight from the Liverpool players. They want to win this trophy. The Saliba finding Pacho. Zaire-Emery now. Going back to Saliba. Pacho finding Hernandez. Alvarez now finding Zaire-Emery. Switch out to Marquinhos, who finds Smith, the goal scorer for PSG. is dispossessed, and Isak finds Conor Bradley. Liverpool can break away here as Conor Bradley bombing forward, finding McAllister, back to Bradley, who finds Isak, and it's a brilliant save from Chevalier. Alexander Isak looking for the hat-trick as McAllister with the corner for Liverpool. Mental to commit this many bodies forward, as it's a decent delivery and headed away, but only as far as Mo Salah. Mo Salah cutting in, and it's a free kick to PSG. 3 minutes confirmed of injury time to remain, as PSG, they need a goal if they want to win this Champions League final and send it to extra time, as Schmidt finds Barcola. Barcola going back to Marquinhos. Saliba now finding Pacho. Back to Marquinhos, who finds Zaire-Emery. Schmidt finding Barcola. It's a good tackle by Kanate. It is out for a PSG throw deep in Liverpool territory here though, as Marquinhos throws to Schmidt. Back to Marquinhos with a good delivery, headed away by Gomez, and Isak is fouled by Zaire-Emery, and Liverpool can just delay this restart as we're into the final minute now. The final 20 seconds to go here in this Champions League final. Potentially the final 15 seconds of the save and the series, as Hernandez is wayward and Alisson collects. He can just hold on to this ball now, as that should be time up, and it is. Liverpool have done it. We have won the Champions League, and that is the end of this series. Challenge complete, and as we can see, the beautiful Champions League trophy there, waiting to be lifted up, as Conor Bradley, the Liverpool Academy player, takes the trophy back to the players, and he is there to lift the trophy up high, and we have done it. Liverpool are Champions League winners here today with a 2-1 win over PSG, thanks to an Alexander Isak brace. We've finally done it after a long time waiting. After 32 episodes, we have finally won ourselves the Champions League, and that is the end of the series, and that is, of course, the end of the episode, and just confirmation if we want to see what we have won. If we go to nationality, is this me? It is. So we won 3 Premier Leagues, an FA Cup, a Champions League, and 2 Community Shields. And that is the end of the series, as I just said. If you did enjoy this video, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. If you did enjoy this series, then don't forget to subscribe and turn notifications on. New series will be coming soon to fill in the void that this Liverpool save will leave us. We finally did it. And if you're happy that we won the Champions League, then leave a like. Comment down below what save you want to see from me to replace this save. Don't forget to check out my Twitch. Don't forget to check out my Twitter. Links are in the description. Thank you very much for watching this video and watching the series. And I'll be back with more Glory Hunter and a new save very soon. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Peace.